When you're a kid, the stories you love to hear are the ones with awesome heroes who have to be brave and fight the bad guys and save people. And there's always a part of the story where everything looks like it's gonna end. It looks like darkness is gonna win, but somehow the hero saves the day. And everything turns out okay. In fact, better than okay. The story ends with happily ever after. As we get older, we start wanting that kind of happy ending for our own lives too. But honestly, it always feels just out of reach. Maybe it happens in someone else's story, but not ours. By the time we grow up and really look around, that longing can start to feel childish, naive, downright foolish. Our world teaches us that happily ever after doesn't happen. And it's not just the world out there. We experience this in our own lives as well. We start to realize that nothing lasts forever. But it wasn't always this way. In the beginning, God created a world that was good, a world of breathtaking beauty where humanity walked with God in perfect harmony. But before long, the story took a terrible turn as man introduced sin and death into the world. A garden becomes a graveyard, a brother becomes a murderer. No matter how good the story begins, it never ends well. We've tried to write better endings through technology, progress, education, but then we just use those new tools to repeat the same old pain. We're the authors who keep sabotaging our own story, bringing it back to the same sad ending, further and further away from God. But 2,000 years ago, into this tragic world, came Jesus. The author of life stepped into the pages of our story, and he was the most unlikely hero. But as he moved through our world, the story began to turn. The blind received sight, the sick were healed, the broken were made whole. He told us God wasn't just a judge, but a father wanting us home. And for the first time in a long time, it seemed that maybe the story was turning. But then everything went wrong. Jesus was betrayed by one of his own, dragged through a sham trial, mocked, beaten, abused, and then at the end, he was crucified between criminals while people mocked him. And those who loved him, those whose lives he had changed, could only look on and ask, how? How could the story end like this? But as it turns out, that wasn't the end of the story, because God was writing a new ending. An ending where the final villain that everyone thought unbeatable, undefeatable, was defeated. Where death itself was abolished. A story so powerful, it can take every other story and turn it from a bad ending to a happy one, from a tragedy to a triumph. So that everyone who simply puts their trust in Jesus and the new story that he's written could have the ending of their story completely rewritten and be brought into the greatest story. The best story you've ever heard. A story that seems too good to be true, but as it turns out, is the truest story of all. This is what Easter means. It means that no matter what has happened in your life, no matter what you have done, no matter how dark or hopeless your story may feel, your sins can be forgiven. Your heart can be made new. Because if Jesus rose, then forgiveness from God is real. If Jesus rose, then happily ever after isn't a childish dream we're meant to outgrow. It's a glimpse of what God has promised, already begun, and one day fulfilled completely with him in heaven. And when that day comes, we'll gather around his throne, reunited with the people we love, and we'll tell stories that make us laugh till we cry, stories of courage and sacrifice and faithfulness, stories of redemption so beautiful that perhaps all we can do is weep, because then we'll see every dark valley, even the chapters where it seemed impossible. It was all good to have been. Everything sad will become untrue. The former things will pass away. Every tear would be wiped away, and death will be no more. For then, at last, we begin chapter 1 of the great story. The story we were made for. The story every joy on earth was only hinting at. Where every chapter is better than the one before. But until that day comes, our story here isn't over. Not quite. There's still people to love, churches to plant, good news to share, so that more lives can be changed for eternity, and so that more people can experience their stories ending in happily ever after.